What is up, people? Welcome back. It's 2022. You already know what that means. New rig, new boat, Ranger 520R. And something just dawned on me. I've never gave you guys an opportunity to see my boat fully wrapped, rigged, and ready to go for tournament fishing. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, guys, let's start off with the rear of the boat. And of course, I'm rolling with the Mercury 250 four-stroke Pro XS. I absolutely love this motor. I'm sure you guys have had some time now. It's been out for about 3 years to see this motor. What a workhorse, high speeds, reliability, quiet idling. I just love this thing. You gotta have a Mercury. All right, guys, you guys know me. I love fishing shallow and I love my power pole blades. These are the 8-foot blades. Some guys like to run the 10s. It's all your personal preference, but I personally like to run the 8s. Super quiet, sturdy. They hold me in position. I'm not worried about making extra noise on my trolling motor. Gotta have you some power pole blades, and I like the 8-footers. Obviously, my engine as well as my power poles are attached to my TH Marine Atlas jack plate. This is a 10-inch for the 520R. Again, I really enjoy having a hydraulic plate. It allows me to get that height just right when I change weight in the boat, the load, getting in the back shallow water, things like that really comes in handy. All right, guys, a new feature on the 520R is the recessed ladder. Okay, in case you fall into the lake, you obviously need to get back in, and so they have a ladder placed properly right here. But what's cool about it, it doesn't fall off and spray water like they did on the 520L. The 520R has it nice tucked away. They have it cut out into the fiberglass. It's very pretty, it's tucked away, it's functional. Now let's move to the front of the boat and see what we're working with up there. All right, guys, now we're up at the front of the boat, obviously, and the first thing you're gonna notice is my trolling motor. This is the Garmin Force trolling motor. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my video on the Garmin Force. I'll drop the link in the description, but excellent piece of equipment right here. I've been running this now for 3 years, and to be quite honest, it's basically bulletproof. It's extremely strong. It'll yank this boat at almost 4 miles an hour. It's quiet. You can put it really down low. You're not gonna scare fish, and it's just an awesome piece of equipment. Garmin done a fantastic job when they introduced this one into the market. Moving down the shaft, you guys should by now know what this is. This is gonna be my live scope transducer, forward facing, also down facing. If I need to turn it, I can turn it to down facing. I have it set up on a perspective mode mount, but you can also attach that to the shaft of the trolling motor if that's your preference. All right, guys, on the other side of the front of the boat, obviously I have my old man step. That's what some people like to call this, but let me tell you, in all seriousness, it is really dangerous getting in and out of boats. This is a piece of equipment that I'm not sponsored by, okay? So this is not a sponsor plug, this is real life. The trick step, this thing makes it so easy for me to get in and out of my rig without worrying about my foot getting caught on the cleat, tripping, falling off this boat. It could be very dangerous. So a trick step is a very functional piece of equipment. It's quick, it's easy. I'm gonna show you guys how fast I can get into this boat just by walking up it. All right, guys, now we're in the front, the bow of my boat. This is where I spend the majority of my time, and you have to have great electronics these days in order to compete at the highest level, and Garmin has knocked it out of the park with these EchoMap Ultras. That's what I've been running for the last 3 years. I absolutely love these units. They're touch screens, but then they also have keypad on the side if that's your preference. These are two 10-inch units. My top unit is dedicated to my mapping and my 2D sonar, and my bottom unit is exclusively for my live scope. I have to have my live scope. All right, moving along. Obviously, I have my foot controls right here for my power poles, up, down switch. I like mine to have down closer to my foot than up. Some people like to have it vice versa. You can put these things wherever you want, but that's my preference right here next to my trolling motor. And then on the other side of my graphs here, I have my hydro wave. That's another video you guys can look up on the channel. If you think I don't believe in this thing, think again. I absolutely have to have a hydro wave every single time I hit the lake, especially when I'm fishing smallmouth. You gotta have one. All right, guys, my Garmin Electronics are not light, and you have to have a very secure and sturdy mount in order to run a dual stack like this. And I've been running for my whole career. Honestly, now I think about it, Bass Boat Technology. That's another company that I'm not sponsored by, but makes an excellent piece of equipment. This is their new dual stack mount that they come out with specifically for the 520R. They make them custom for every boat out there. So if you guys are looking for some solid mounts for your graphs, make sure you check out Bass Boat Technology. And I can't leave out this right here. I've had this thing for probably 12 years. This is an old can of Bang. I've been carrying this around since I was a kid and I still got it. You guys ever wonder how wide the deck is on a 520R? Yeah, just so you know, 96 inches. I'm not even 96 inches. I ain't that tall, so y'all don't make no jokes, but the beam on this new Ranger is amazing. Super wide battleship right here. All right, guys, I told you in the beginning of this video that my boat is tournament loaded and tournament ready. So I'm getting ready to open up my hatches here. I'm gonna show you what's inside and how I run through the season. All right, right here is the rod box. And this is where we stuff a ton of favorite rods. Now, I must point out, Ranger has got rid of the old traditional rod tubes, and I'm so thankful for that because you can only put so many rods in this rod box. But now, if you just take a peek in there, I mean, it is slap full of favorite rods, and I can get at least 15 more in there, easy. So much more room in the rod box, tons of space. You can get tons of rods in there. And if you need one more, you're probably not gonna catch them anyways. All right, guys, now it's time for my main hatch. This is where I keep all of my tackle. And what I really like that they did this year differently, they made this compartment deeper. So now you can store all of your tackle in there, have your 3,700 boxes vertical, and then you can still put rods on top of that. I mean, you can put a gang of stuff in here. If you want to keep your, your rain gear, life jackets, etc. You can see how deep this is. You could put as much gear as you need in this one box. And then of course I have to have my TH Marine tackle tighten for all the loose ends that get laying around. Got a couple spinner base hooks, etc. laying up there, but this is it. This is how I keep my tackle. All right, guys, so moving along, here's another storage container. Now, for me, I put plastics in here, extra soft plastics, miscellaneous plastics. I kind of have my junk drawer box stored in here, which has all sorts of things in it. But again, it's just more storage. Ranger's always been known for tons of storage, and this 520R is no different. Tons of storage in this boat, and I absolutely love it. I also have my box, my live scope box mounted in here. So again, just so much room. You can put things all sorts of places. That's one of the beauties of running a Ranger. All right, guys, no different than the L. Right here in front of the console, we have a day box. So whatever I'm gonna be utilizing that day, I'll throw a handful of those plastics in there, a couple spare crankbaits, something really easy to access. You can just reach right in here and grab whatever you need. And again, much like the center hatch, they made this box deeper, so even more storage. You kind of get the hint where I'm going with this. Tons of storage in the new R. All right, moving along, the ice chest. They've made this ice chest wider and super deep and super insulated. So taking a peek in here, I got all kind of miscellaneous items in here, but you can see how far down I have to put my arm in this ice box just to get a water out. I mean, I went this deep in there, super deep, has some shelving in there so you don't have to necessarily go down that far, but very well built, well put together, insulated so it's gonna stay cold all day. Your ice chest, perfect. All right, guys, low key, this is probably my favorite feature on the 520R, I'm not gonna even lie. And that's this right here, the trash can. And I intentionally left this full of trash, okay? Because I wanted to show you, when it's closed like this, it has a magnetized latch to keep it closed. I can just throw trash in here, my old soft plastics, things like that, and it's not gonna blow out the boat. One of my biggest pet peeves, okay? I'm going a quick little rant on my tour video. I hate to see people, anglers, recreational pros, it does not matter, throw their old soft plastics into the lake. Do not do that, please. Throw your soft plastics in this trash can, in your ice chest, wherever, but don't throw them in the lake, please. All right, guys, now it's time to jump into the cockpit. All right, this is the workstation. This is where I spend a ton of time as well, finding the fish, getting to my spot, turning on my live wells, keeping my fish alive. All those sorts of things happen right here. And so we're gonna jump right into it, and we're gonna start with, of course, my Garmin Electronics. And these two are 12-inch. EchoMap Ultra is the same, and I utilize this for mapping, 2D sonar, down view, and clear view scanning. Very important. This is how you see all of us find these fish on tour, is by utilizing our electronics. One of the most important things on our rigs. Of course, I got this bad boy mounted on a Bass Boat technology mount. I always got to do this to show you guys. I mean, the durability of those things are second to none. And I absolutely love them. Blinker trim for my hydraulic on my left and my tilt trim on my right. Gotta have that as you're running down the lake. Got my power pole switch right here, another one. So I got two different stations for my power poles. I can control them here as I idle up to a dock and I want to park it, or I can drop them from up there with the foot controls. Let's move along to one of the coolest new features on this brand new 520R, and that is the ride system. I'm gonna show you guys a few things on it that are absolutely amazing, and it low-key blew my mind. So let's jump in it. All right, guys, one of the coolest features on this new Ranger 520R, of course, is the ride system. I spoke about it earlier. Here it is. It's essentially all the gauges, all the switches that you ever had on your boat, all encompassed into one unit right here. Super cool. You got your miles per hour, your RPMs, water pressure. It even gives you the temperature of your live well water. How cool is that? Speedometer, fuel gauge, everything that you need to know about this boat, your hours on your rig, etc. I mean, it really just has everything about this Ranger right here. I'll walk you guys through a few of the quick touch features that I like, and then we'll go from there. So the first one that I think is super cool to all my tournament guys out there is they have this first fish mode. So you catch a bass, you throw him in a live well, you hit this first fish mode, it fills your live wells up, it turns your oxygenators on, and it puts it on high recirculate, so you never have to worry about that again for the day. You catch one, throw him in a box, you're good to go. I think that's super cool. And of course, you guys know I have a TH Marine hot foot. I love that piece of equipment. You never want to have one hand on the steering wheel. You always want to have two hands on the steering wheel. So the hot foot really allows me to do that and control my speed with my foot, much like in my truck. So TH Marine hot foot, excellent piece of equipment. All right, guys, let's take a look inside of this coin box right here. And there's one cool feature that Ranger incorporated that we all need in this day and age. We're always on our phones anymore, and they have a built-in charging system for your phone. So no more have the need to bring your cord. Oh, I forgot my charger. You don't need that anymore. You just take your phone, slide that bad boy in there, lock it down, and you are ready to roll down the lake, and your iPhone's charging. All right, guys, moving back just a little bit, we have these newly engineered seats by Ranger, and they are amazing. Memory foam in the seats. So when you sit in these, you're talking about being cozy. They are cozy. Then you look at this back fiberglass shelling. I don't know who out there doesn't like looking good, but I like to look good while I'm fishing, and I feel like Ranger hit a home run with this new addition of the fiberglass back. Just looks amazing. All right, also another new feature that Ranger's incorporated is a net holder behind the seats. Of course, as a professional angler, I cannot use nets in most of the tours that I compete in, but I also use this area for my push pole and my lure retriever. So it kind of works as a two-prong deal. You can either put a net in here or you can put your push pole and other items back here. All right, guys, of course, we got two Mondo storage units right here for all them big giant bass that you're gonna be catching in the Ranger 520R. Oxygenator, aerators, the whole gamut. And I really like how Ranger's included this right here for your cull clips. It's the small things as a tournament angler that matter sometimes. And just this addition, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to hold my cull clips when I'm fishing a 5-fish tournament, excellent. Did I mention storage to you guys earlier? Of course I did, because there's so much of it in this boat. And so there's more storage in the back right here. I keep a spare drill, more tackle back here. And then on the driver's side, this is where I keep my life jackets, my rain gear, my tools, any extra equipment that I need to have access to work on my boat while I'm out on water in case something goes wrong. I store it back here in the back. All right, so it's time to look at the power station is what I call it. And something I really enjoy on this 520R is they made this box so easy to open. So many times I used to struggle to open this box, about to break my finger off, but check it out now. You simply turn that latch, it comes right open. Voila! And I still got my fingers. Now, before we move inside of there, I know somebody's gonna ask me, what is this on the back deck right here? This is a stat unit mount on Major League Fishing. This is how they find us out on the lake, and they always know where we're at to get a camera in our boat because we have a stat unit. So answered that question right there. I know it's gonna pop up in the comments. All right. let's talk about the power. I've told you guys before, and I'm gonna tell you again, these MillerTech lithium batteries are excellent, okay? I've been running them for 2 years. I approached them a couple of years ago and I told them the troubles I was having with lithium batteries. They assured me that their batteries were gonna be legit, and they did not lie to me. I've been running them for 2 years and they have not let me down. I'm running 4 lithiums. I have 3 for my trolling motor and I have 1 for my cranking battery, and they are all 100 amp hour. I can run all these electronics, plus my power poles, plus my live wells, plus my Ranger Rise system. Everything that requires power on my boat gets powered by this one cranking battery, and I have never had a failure. So that's my rant on power. Hey, check this out. Ranger put the running light strategically placed in the back of the boat where it goes. How do you not love that? In the center right there, of course, we have the spare prop holder, which I don't have a spare prop in there yet. I'm gonna put one of those in there. Let's jump inside. I wanna show you a couple other cool features Ranger's included in the new 520R as far as where we keep all of our pumps and hoses and all that sorts of stuff. All right, guys, so right here in front of where I keep my spare prop, there's a latch right here where you can access all of your pumps and hoses. In case anything goes wrong in this Ranger, I can get to it right there. And then there's another latch right here behind. You have to remove the light. If I can get that bad boy out. You have to remove the light out, and then there's a latch right here, and I can access my live well pumps and everything I need to get to right here. Nice, clean, crisp Ranger like. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the tour of my brand new Ranger 520R. I'm in love with this boat. Fast, has a new hull, and all the features that I showed you guys. It's just an amazing rig. Hope you guys get one. And in the meantime, make sure you like, subscribe, drop me a comment, and I'll catch you guys on the next YouTube video. See ya.